Pause for a moment and ponder this. In a world where software advancements move at lightning speed, how do you keep up with the relentless demand for faster, more efficient deployments? One potential solution lies in the realm of configuration-driven architecture. Configuration-driven architecture is a modern approach to software development that places emphasis on the use of configuration files to dictate the behavior of an application. The beauty of this method is the separation of configuration from code, enabling developers to alter an application's behavior without the need to change the code or redeploy the application. This separation can significantly expedite the deployment process, offering the ability to swiftly test and launch new features. So what are the benefits of a configuration-driven architecture? Firstly, it provides a faster deployment process. The separation of configuration from code allows developers to alter an application's behavior without code modification or application redeployment. This accelerates the deployment process, enabling swift testing and release of new features. Secondly, it simplifies maintenance. Configuration files are usually less complex and simpler to maintain than code, making troubleshooting and behavioral changes of an application easier for developers. Thirdly, it offers flexibility. Configuration-driven architecture empowers developers to adapt an application's behavior to meet evolving business needs, without the need for code modification. Lastly, it reduces risk. When code alterations are made, there's always the risk of introducing bugs or other issues. By separating configuration from code, changes can be made with less risk of causing unintended consequences. So how can you implement configuration-driven architecture? Developers usually create one or more configuration files that control the application's behavior. These files can be stored in various formats, such as XML, YML, or JSON. The application code is then designed to read and interpret these configuration files, using them to determine the application's behavior at runtime. This system allows developers to modify an application's behavior simply by altering the configuration files rather than the code itself. However, to ensure the successful implementation of a configuration-driven architecture, certain best practices should be followed. Firstly, always keep configuration files separate from application code. This makes them easier to manage and maintain. Secondly, employ version control tools like Git to track changes to configuration files, treating them with the same care as application code. And finally, always test configuration changes before deploying them to production. This will help to avoid any unforeseen issues or bugs. In conclusion, configuration-driven architecture can be a game changer in the software development world. It offers faster deployment, easier maintenance, more flexibility, and reduced risk. By following the best practices mentioned, you can harness the full potential of this approach and stay ahead in the fast-paced world of software deployment.